Galmich game back live again for the Easter Clash games. This time round, a different mix in terms of the grouping. Day one, you had for the group stage, you had Group A versus B. Day two, you had Group C versus C, and then tonight you have Group B versus C. I mean, a little bit tight again. Doing the mixing for this group really was smart. There is no way we're seeing the most competitive teams again for the second time in a row. Yesterday they were still there. We had violence at the beginning till games. I mean, the last zone fight a little bit more intense, but it's what's expected to be happening in the Clash games. And before we can talk more about South Africa Clash games, let's have a quick look at the flight path for the game of the night that is coming from all the way to Query. Teams to move from their usual landing spots because of how some are used to other landing spots. So, for example, Kamish then probably will be there with NM, that is Nightmare. But for this game, they're not here, so we can't see the other side. But if they landed together, we're going to be talking about and how the violence will be. Then before we can do so much for the new subscribers, guys, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for live streams, showing support, liking, sharing the subs. Thank you again, all the sponsors. These games where we the Kenya PUBG Mobile League, the eSports Somalia Association. We also have Rivers from Kenya, being us in this game. Action, big shout out. Go ahead and check on their Instagram, and you'll be able to get some. Wait a second. Now, hello. All right. Okay. Fine. So it seems like a team has already been taken back. That is RAGE eSports. Quite unfortunate there. They were actually lead in terms of points. You can see 51 points in the back of them. That's really are supposed to turn as you can group stages. The eSports taking on the tactical team. Very strong. Two teams that are very strong from their regions are going to be engaging in very intense fights right now in Yasnaya Poliana. And I forget to the Muslim brothers, Ramadan Karim. I think that's, and I was corrected. The production, Ramadan Karim, to all of you. And as we continue with the game, sure guys, you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's about to get a little bit hot, because like that are playing in these lobbies are very, very, very intense. So the fight will be happening from time to time. People will be going to the lobby quite early in the game. You have seen what has happened there for RAGE eSports. They have been taking lobby and with the most points so far. 1 points in, one might just be looking towards getting where they are right. And unfortunately for them, game one was just not that game for them, and it happens. I mean, that's exactly what you've seen. It definitely looks. But I'm going to take a look at the zone here to see where people have landed across the map. We have a good zone around Quick. At least 3 teams on that northwestern side, of Erangel. When you look at the northwestern side around Georgia Pool, then the southern side of Georgia Pool is also a little. We have actually on side. Yes, now has just 2 teams. There we saw Relentless and full team. We have the Nightmare team, Lipovka, as well has just 1 team, Cloud Esports. Looking at Milita and Far, also 2 teams on that side. Rozok well is a little bit, you can see REDSO and later eSports. But then when you look at Pachinki, no one wants Pachinki. But then Gen Z, another very strong team, is in the game here. Might be looking to go towards the safe zone right now because there's about to shift. Relentless team still on the back and forth. Nothing is up their side here, trying to get some damage there with the the nades, the mollies, excuse me, but then nothing is changing when it comes to these teams. Just waiting for that chance for someone to make a mistake. At the end of the day, that is the semi-finals. Prize will on the line, $2,000. If you do not get to be a part of this, it's going to be a little bit painful because once you get to the finals, you at least go home with the prize pool, and then the MVP, the happiest man comes to this games, walks away with $100 in the bag. So put your best skills to the test. Make sure you challenge your. You can seem like eliminated as well. In terms of scores, they're actually really strained there in terms of their scoring. We have an taken down TDS. This lobby seems like this lobby is one of those lobbies. Have to be really strategy. TDS on blacklist. Emperor is down. Nades up here by blacklist. Ronaldo and his teammate are very trying and are trying to do some, but it's going worth it. My Hulk doesn't really connect the nade, but then this time nade does connect. He's taken down two players from the TDS are having a hard time now. One of them has been survived actually. That grenade. Vlad is now on the line, so why don't you try your best to survive as you can? TDS, they're trying to cook up a blacklist there, although getting shotgun and the beautiful nade there from Vlad. Fast enough there from, and the players from blacklist are not having the best day tonight. They're not having that one just a good day in PUBG, or rather it is just sometimes maybe good, sometimes the other way around. It's happening here. Black player at the China one trying to cook up an there in the question. You can tell me what his name is, because if the player this guy know what your name is, just that made the characters to seem how do I put this? Mysterious. He want to be a little bit mysterious, but I don't think in what's happening, I'm getting confused here as the caster, but then it's totally fine. These things do happen at the end of the day. These eSports games, a lot of are very competitive teams from the eight regions are here participating, trying to show who they are in their countries. We have now blacklisted player trying to go for that push. TDS feeling a little bit of pressure. The pre-fires, of course, are in. The pre-fires try to do something here. The damage is on the blacklisted child, but then GG, unfortunately, that pre-fire or the moves that did not really work have been taken back to lobby. GG's to you guys. We have now Relentless Esports are still taking on the players from tactical team. Two of their players, Khalid, best IGL from Ethiopia, has been taken back. Relentless player Nate as has been taken back. Lobby Fear and G-Man are the all remaining from their team. They have to go against the tactical team. One of their players is down stone. But then for Torfinho and Benoboy are still around, are still trying to see how they're going to get that revive happening. But you can see where they are far away from their teammate Stone. And that did lead to him being taken back to lobby. So GG's tactical player Stone, unfortunately, will have to try luck next time when it comes to the East Africa Clash games. Torfinho with a perfect spray does on a G-Man. That does give them a loophole to go for that push. Fear is very low. You can see Boy and Torfinho closer. Nades are getting cooked up. Torfinho are trying to get the goalies in. Does get some damage. Does he get a knock? Yes, he does. G-Man is down again. Very, very low. Torfinho and his teammates should probably go closer. But then he has been taken all the way back. Slowly. Now the Nades getting up. We have a Kobe though. Nah, it doesn't really connect. G-Man getting revived. Their Fear having the sweet time here, trying to do something. Fortunately, tactical team have been third party there by Mao Esports and have back to lobby. I mean, it's no man's land. As long as you can get your kills, no one really cares what's going to happen or how you're going to get that kill. At end of the day, you need your points up. And if it means a third part fight, then go for it. The zone is about to close in again. Teams are now crowding in Yasna, Poliana. You can see Lipovka, Cloud Esports is still there. They're not moving a muscle. Strike coming from the north side of Erangel, going towards the zone now, going towards the side of Yasnaya. That might be a good thing to do. The chance of getting an unexpected definitely work, but we're just going to wait and see. Esports is actually in the game. Surprisingly, they did not land in Kameshki. That is the usual landing spot. So that is actually a good call from the IGL. It means they have been watching the games from the beginning. When it comes to streams, they have landed their enemies, and now they know they're going to the rotation, going to be landed at the same place. They know Linear lands in Kameshki. So why should I? I'm going to expose myself to fights, Master Union, end up losing that fight, end up losing our points. Been considered now with this team. At the end of the day, their goal is to, because right after this stage, they're going directly to the finals. It's best that you put your best foot forward. 20 teams are the only teams proceeding from stage. There, you ask yourself a very important question at the end of the day, because you across the best in East Africa Clash games, we need to see amongst all the regions participating, country is the heaviest when it comes to play Africa games. Which country is kings of East Africa in PUBG? Well, that is basically the goal of these games today. We want to know, who are you and where have you been all our lives? Djibouti and Madagascar, these are teams. Yes, they are there. We see them, but then East Africa games right now. Also Ethiopia, because you can see a team there doing a really good job. Both strength there from Madagascar is not disappointing at all. They have been doing their best. Yesterday they had a very rough day. Unfortunately, the game was not going as planned, but then these things happen. And just lose unexpected. Esports, they are taking on Soul Society. One of their players, Alchemy, is down. That gives them a loophole to go for that push. We can see first they went for that push, and the thirst of the knock has been confirmed here, and now that leaves just one player remaining from Society. Unfortunately, they joined as a duo. So Chanks has two options: either to prove how good he is at the game and try and take on this whole team, as well as how good you are holding a place and getting your first knock there. He's spotted here. The Chanks is low everywhere now from LELENA eSports. Trying to get some damage here, trying to get the Chanks. He's low, he's trying to heal, and he has to leave this place as soon as possible. He has exposed the location in the chat, in the comments. Do you think it was to go ahead and engage in this fight? Because at the end of the day, it did cost them. Because now they know where he is. He might be having them, probably might be able to players all the way back to lobby, but for now, how nowhere to run. Basically close to the enemy team, you expose your location and gives them fuel to go for that push, because they know they don't really know that he's, but then they know there's someone here from Soul Society that's just ready to take them in the M762. We know how good this gun is, the right way, taking out a whole team. But then we have LELENA, beautiful, can't hear a chance that doesn't really get us. This means that they can use that push, but then are they taking this chance? They're trying to heal, actually lacking in terms of meds. More nades might be taken there, depending on whether he has but then we have the players here getting closer. You can see their pre-fires getting, but then the Kobe does its thing, and the player there has been taken back to lobby. The team as well has Nightmare eSports have been eliminated as well from the race when it comes to the first game of the night versus C. We are just getting started. Are just coming back to back. Teams are being forced to engage. Players losing teammates. Z are very from Somalia did not disappoint us the first place. In the first place, all the Master Elite, we know how believe the name. They were doing a really job. Now they are Gen Z, means that they have actually improved their skills. The ZEUS MORIS does make sure that Australia does get all the way back to where they are from. Gen Z, a Mali boy, the most troubles, like I said, as long as he has a chance to make you suffer, and rather not really suffer, but make it hard for you to get anything on for your team, he will do that. Watch and see what boy is up to. We have Sonny's fight here. Tries to get some damage down. Of course, he's exposed. The damage is really, really high. Mali boy is very low. Might just need to maybe take it slow with the right time to invite. This is not really the time. Zona's now in. You can see, oh wow, it's coming where we are here, where we are with the teams from ZEUS and the generation. The teams in Man are going to be going towards here. Yes, now Poliana, a little bit of yes, now Poliana is Zona. The position have to move. Players coming from the northern side of school have to move. Beautiful spray there. We have LELENA eSports watching from afar, taking out the first player from ZEUS MORIS. So that is Paradox. He's down. His teammate Fiona trying to go 5. But Z's not that. Mali boy changes his location. He might have a chance here. Something going on to avoid this as much as possible, and that is totally allowed. The ZEUS MORIS seem to be taking on LELENA eSports one by one. The damage, the knocks, everything is not going right for ZEUS MORIS. They had the upper hand. They were taking on Generation Z. The fight was unexpected on Generation. Now, the players from ZEUS are now having a hard time trying to survive in this. LELENA eSports joining that place, going for that push. Faker trying to cook up a pre on the players, but then it doesn't really work. And then we have Faker waiting to play. Man is going to expose his location. But as soon as you make the take and go close to him, who might not go as planned, Cloud eSports are having a fast knock there on patiently. And like I said, as long as you go where he is, the first knock is in, try to get the second knock, but then the LELENA eSports player is angry. Why would you take a teammate back? So with a shotgun, takes him all the way back to lobby. So GG's to eSports. Cloud eSports as well seems to be third party, but they got a knock there on LELENA eSports. Rex squad, when it came to yesterday's game, they were dominating. They made the right calls, the rotations. But now that we are here, what is going to be happening on Rex squad? Are they going to be dominating like Strike eSports, giving them a rotating them again? Most of them have here Strike player Mixo, the Starlight. Rex player, that nade was, and of course he has to be thirsted, because why not? You have one of the players Reckless just watching for fathers. When you want to engage, take the location, the damage here from third stops the Strike eSports doing anything. The first knock is in. ZEUS does get even ZEUS mouth in that fight, distracting eSports as on the players from Rex squad. So luckily for Rex squad, they need to look for more eSports and tell them thank you, because how it was going there, the confusion that was there, Rex squad was losing players 1, but have 11 teams remaining. We are in the 5th phase of the zone, and you can see what is happening. People are being taken out one by one. No one is surviving easily. Everyone is being exposed to the fights. Cloud eSports are taking on Z. I mean, what is not happening? Why is Loki versus C so intense? Why is everything happening this way? Everything is crazy now. But let's see how this plays out. I don't know if it's been. Give me a second. Hope it was fixed though. Ahmed, I hope my mic is fixed. Let me just ask here. Okay. See, it's okay. I believe so. Just give me a second. Why not only? Right. Let me just confirm. I don't know why it's breaking. I'm going to be fixing that later. Apologies on that. Things being taken back. So trying OL eSports actually there 3RE is fast knock is there. Zyrex someone trying to make the zone is damaging. Relentless eSports playful perfect spray damage on Zyrex. Unfortunately the zone say when it comes it player Zyrex being all the way back and last player Newer D watching this from afar just taking his time. I don't know about you, but these things happen, these things take place. A lot of players are exposed to unnecessary fights. The zone as well does have their time against them, taking them all the way back to lobby. And his teammates are now having the time to try by one. There's 80. You can see the spray and take each other out at the back, but then this time is when everything's on the line, everything needs to be done, taken back without you even having a say on what is happening or not. But we have now Relentless. He's watching the players from our esports right in front of them. Cloud esports a bit in a fight against later esports. I don't know what's going to be happening there, but then beautiful sprays there from the player from right esports has tried to get a knock here, but then it's working. The damage around Mao East are trying to hook up the nade here on the players from late on strike. The damage is in. He's not letting it. No one wants to be exposed. Back to lobby for a strike taking esports. Another knock. Mao is down. Two players and let's see. Strike esports losing players. One there. The damage is definitely crazy from our esports player. And really needs to make this. Unfortunately, this has the last say. We have just the teams remaining. Strike esports just right in front of later esports. They're having a hard time here trying to see what's going to happen, but then they're pushing one player versus a duo, and he's taking back to lobby. But two team again, team that always finds a way of getting the chicken deal, and even if they don't, they're either in 2 or 3. I don't know how they do this. I don't know who the hell is when it comes to this game. Really needs getting to esports. They trying to get the code. The fast nade does. He's down 2 players from aesthetic. The beautiful spray does get the fast lock in there. Esports. This is a full team. The players one just changing his link with the smoke there. Does see another player from later esports. Does get the second. Has been spotted. The spray is definitely Federal. Still has the HP. Go for that push. Let's see if he gets another third. No, finishes his mark. Reaching 416. Doesn't see anything happening here, but then unfortunately 416 is time. And that means it is up to you. Aesthetic extreme and winner chicken dinner 2 later. GG guys again. A beautiful win. I mean that was definitely unexpected. Well, he had it, okay? Federal was doing his thing there, then the mug entered the MG3. He decides to put the M4 in the M4 is all loaded. It's a little bit going to survive that. He tried to reload, then the players from later esports S12K to the heads, and he was, I mean, I don't know what to say. That was actually Anacrol was there giving us the time of the night. I mean, he was trying to get that clutch happening, but the late sports are well composed, went for that patiently. Okay, in the game, and he decided to play from aesthetic extreme, that is Federal, way back to lobby. So you later is but you deserved it. I mean, we saw it and we love to see it. We can have a quick look at the winner chicken there. We're in 4 eliminations. For elimination, a damage of 570. Danger getting the 293. Ticks getting 182 damage. Later player, that is Ramo, getting 4 eliminations, damage of 600. So GG's to you again later esports for that beautiful winner cheek up. You guys did your best and it definitely paid out. You got your win, so that is a GG's to you guys. Esports bagging points. One game we have Mao in 10, Strike Esports getting 9, Aesthetic Extreme, LELENA Esports 6, Esports 5, Blacklist, ZEUS, MORIS, REDSO tying at 4 points. We have TDS, RAGE tying at 2, and then all esports tying at Nightmare at 1, and then Soul City and Pain Africa each getting 0 points from the game. So to you guys, game later esports. It was amazing how you guys took up that. You waited for that chance. You waited it out the place, and you can see they are going a total of 21 points. Eliminations alone are at 11, so that's really good. GG's again to you guys, and for bagging the winner chicken dinner. Y'all have that win for sure. Looking at the man of the match, of course, is from later esports other than Ramo. 4 eliminations, doing a damn 100, 2 assists in the 2 knockouts, and survives at 22 minutes 15 seconds. Again, GG's to you, Ramo, for that beautiful survival tactic out of the team, for the kills you have for your team. The nations are definitely has been actually congratulate you and beautiful winner dinner head-to-head starts here. Later esports are getting 11 total eliminations, with more esports getting 6. A total damage dealt by later esports at 1,550, more esports at 1,205 knockouts. Later esports has 7 knockouts and more esports 4 knockouts. Time in the blue, later esports only had 1 second in the 1 second, that's even not a lot. And then we have Mao Esports getting only 13 seconds in the blue. That means they took their time to go through their fights. But well, that's it for game 1. That was the round, girl. I'll be seeing you guys in the next game. Do not go anywhere. Just like, share, and subscribe. BRB. All right, what's up, guys? We are back again for the second game of the night, and that is Miramar. We're going to be seeing a lot of new fights happening because, I mean, the tables are turning, teams are being taken back to lobby unexpectedly. We had a team, they're like RAGE eSports, being taken back to lobby as the first team, even though points wise, they were the team that was actually leading when it came to all the scores that have been shared throughout the first day and the second day. So now that we're in the third day, Group B versus C, we're going to be seeing how that's going to be playing out. We already have Pain Africa taking on Rex Squad. Rek actually taking on one player from Pain Africa all the way back slowly, but then Fireboy with the fireback does get a knock on Rex Squad. Second knock on Pain Africa. I mean, Rex Squad tonight are not taking any L's. They've already taken one player from Pain Africa all the way back to lobby. And now they're taking on the second player. Fireboy is down. Arnie watching from afar might just be able to take this is a fight to another level. Before we can say anything about that, let's just have a quick look at what is happening here. Our teams are now losing fights this early. Our Rec squad has players down, so that's not really something that they want to be doing in their happening right now in their game. They have 42 points. They're in the top five. If they continue the same notion, they might just be losing their fights and. I don't think that's something they want to be experiencing right now. Well, I'm not going to judge or say that's unfortunate, but then these things happen. At the end of the day, it is what it is in a competitive scene. These are the East Africa Clash games. Teams are definitely taken back to lobby unexpectedly. Reckless here trying to get closer. Pain Africa as well is in the building. They're also trying to get closer on a Rec squad. So there's going to be a lot of clashing here between Pain Africa and Rec squad. So we're just going to be seeing how that's going to be playing out. Pain Africa player Pony does see the revive happening. He does not have any grenades to stop that revive. And now either he goes for that push or that revive will just take place. Rick Arnie finally is up here. Pony trying to get the push up in the pre-fires. The does get the fast knockdown. Rick Arnie is still low, still trying to engage with that HP. He's surprised, taken down as well. One person remains from Rick squad. Will he be able to take on Pain Africa? Three players remaining. Rick squad with one player remaining. What will be the case here when it comes to Rick squad? We're just going to be watching just to be on the lookout to see how tables turn for these teams. At the end of the day, it is the East Africa Clash games. Tables do turn. Tables have been turning. Unexpected teams have been taking everything they can do just to be crowned winners of this. We have now Nightmare. Unfortunately, last time we not see how they went back to lobby. But then this time we have a chance of seeing that the ladies getting cooked up here. Is it going to be enough? Soul Society Alchemy player is down. The fights are now taking place. Chunks are trying to have something happen here. Another knock is in. I mean, Soul Society, unfortunately, have been eliminated. I mean, uh, these things. Sometimes I watch a game and I'm actually in shock because how did that happen? How did you join maybe as a duo, as a trio, and now you're losing fights because maybe you're less in terms of numbers? What happened to the rest of your team? Why didn't they join the game? Because that's costing you guys. You're losing your fights too early in the game, losing your points. We only need 24 teams to go to the next stage. That is the semi-finals. So where will your team be? Because of how you're taking on the fights, you need to think it through. We have a Cloud esports, and now they have another team right next to them. Truck stop is going to be also a very bloody place right now. But when I look at the zone, PUBG has decided that you guys are going to be deciding whether you want to stick to the islands or whether you're going to be playing on the land, depending on where I feel is right for you guys. You have Cloud Esports, one of their players, Era, is down. K9, yesterday he surprised us in Miramar, beautiful reflexes. He was taken back to lobby. Also quite unfortunate on that. Era has been taken back to lobby as well. Two players remaining, Bura and Soul. Two strong players from when it comes to the players from Cloud. We only know two people that actually put their best foot forward, and that, to be honest, is Bura and K9. The rest as well do their most. We appreciate how they help the team here and there, but then K9 and Bura have been standing out when it comes to these two teams. So GG's again when it comes to how you guys take on the fights in the East Africa Clash. We are just getting started. A lot of things are happening. Teams are being taken back to lobby. Players are just not having that day. Some are having a good day in the game. Others are not having the best time of their night. Soul has been taken down. That means that Cloud Esports has only one person remaining. That is Bura. Is it going to be working? Is it going to be enough? I mean, what is not happening? Cloud Esports, they need to rethink what is happening right now in their games. What is happening? Why are we losing fights at this early? Why is this happening to us? You understand? But then it is a competitive scene. These things happen. Just make sure you trust your IGLs. Or when they say go left, you go left. When they say go right, go right. Unless you feel that that is not the right move, you can as well just go ahead and say and show why you think going that way is the best. I learned this when I asked someone, when you're playing in a competitive scene, what is the best thing to do if you're trying to play in a competitive scene? What is the first thing that works? And he said communication. Then how does that communication work? He said when you listen to your IGL, when you take your time to see he's saying this, so let me go ahead and trust his decision. That's when the team starts working, unanimously towards going for that push. When the IGL says let's retreat, everyone retreats, but then we only have that one person. He says no, we can take on this fight. Buro, they're getting pushed. He's ready to take them out. Does take the first knock in, but then unfortunately he was outnumbered. Actually, he was just getting enough damage, but then that was not really a knock. But GG's again to Cloud Esports for that. They would have survived even longer, but then that did not happen. That was not the case. But these things happen, guys. So, like I was saying, IGLs, sometimes you have to trust them. Not even sometimes, 99% of the time. That 1%, it's fine because the team is as good as their IGL. If he trusts his guts, if he knows I'm going to be doing this, we're going to be pushing this side, then that definitely does make sense. At the end of the day, the team does get to succeed. They get to go for their push. They get to do the right flanks. That, of course, is something we're going to be looking at. But as we go to the third phase of the zone, let's just have a quick look at what is happening. So I was saying PUBG has decided, this is that one game you're going to play in the bridges. You're going to be camping it out, not really camping, but then you have to be on that side of the game as early as possible. You have to be there before anything happens because I, that zone. Nah. Yes, I can see people saying, what is that zone? Strike Esports losing players one by one. Quite unfortunate as well. I mean, this is the zone I was praying for. I need to see some action. I need to see a team sweating because not everyone is sweating in this game. Some people are sweating, of course, but then some people are having a smooth ride, cruising with their sedans, with their coupes, with their UAZs. No one is sweating. I need to see the sweating here. Blacklist seems to be taking on the players from TDS one by one. Later, esports as well. Sports a team right in front of them. A fight might just happen there sooner or later, but then Blacklist are losing players one by one. Chinese man is down. Emperor Ronaldo and one Cruz might be forced to engage in a fight against the TDS because TDS is not backing down. TDS, on the other end, have only 3 players remaining. One of their teammates, Smug, has been taken back to lobby, and now they have just Kasim, Hulk, and Vlad going for that push against Blacklist. It's going to be a very, very hectic push here, to be honest. Blacklist, the players right in front of him. A nade needs to be cooked up. Kasim takes out that nade. We have a call with his Fraser in. Vlad trying to get some damage on the Blacklist team, but then the fire doesn't really connect. A lot is changing here. Players are not having the best time of their lives. Everything is just not making sense. But then Kasim, Grenadier of the match, does get Ronaldo down. Kasim still cooking up another nade, but then it's the Kobe. Blacklist, 2 players are down, 2 players are remaining, 1 Cruz and Emperor. Like I said, if your IGL says go, you have to leave. If your IGL says move, stop playing where we are right now, we need the placement points, you move. And that's what's happening here. Blacklist players are retreating one by one. Strike Esports losing the players as well, one by one. So a lot is happening right now. Zone is getting a little bit crazy. Teams are being forced to engage in fights. But these are the East Africa Clash games, 8 regions in the same lobby. For tonight's games, that is the group stages, you only have 6 regions. I'm hoping the other 2 can join us in the semi-finals. But so far, so good. The Strike Esports, unfortunately, losing teams, the top players. We can see that we have Kazuza still leading in 17 eliminations. Final boss player Kairos 13. Tacos as well. We have Slays with 12, Tacos with 12, and then you have Ramos, sorry, from Later Esports with 11 kills. Those are the top 5 players so far when it comes to the East Africa Clash games. LELENA Esports losing players as well. Esports right now might just be forced to engage in that fight. LELENA watching from afar does get another knock in. Nightmare Esports is not having an easy time. You can see what's happening here. The players from LELENA not backing down. Last time they played here, LELENA Esports got a winner chicken dinner. Might they be going for that as well? We're yet to know, but that seems to be their goal as of now. They're getting closer to the players from Nightmare Esports. LELENA are closing in on them there as they try to get the revive, trying to get some damage through the vehicle, but then it doesn't work. But then a nade silences the Nightmare, taking them all the way back to lobby. LELENA Esports, how you feeling? How is I don't know what to say. What is the feeling? You know, when that nade takes people back to lobby, that's how they feel. I mean, well, well, I'm not going to speculate, okay? I wanted to say something, but then this these things is just a lot happens in a competitive scene. But then when it comes to Lena Esports, I mean, how is Madagascar feeling about that? How is Lelena feeling about how they're raising the Madagascar flag up high? Because it is looking good. They are taking people back to lobby one by one. They are dominating Miramar. So far, seems like Miramar is Lelena's land. I can see there the Muslim brothers coming in and saying Ramadan. Kareem and Mubarak. Again, I hope you guys have a very, very blessed Ramadan. And you include us in your prayers as well. Maybe we'll be joining you guys sooner or later. We never know. But there you have the Mao Esports players here going for the Jan Z. Zaki might just be in trouble now because Kaido seems to be very, very confident with that push. Mao Esports player getting closer as well. Zaki just got pushed there and he's down. DBS does silence him, taking him all the way back to lobby. And now Mao Esports are trying to survive this. A lot is changing. Players are now trying to take each other all the way back to lobby. Mali Boy holding the roof there. Lord as well holding the roof. The nade does connect. Kobe does land immediately on Mali Boy's head. That might have heart here. But then it is just a game, and that nade just connected at the right place. Malibu unfortunately has been taken back to lobby. Kevin now are trying to get the pre-nades in here just to get any knock or anything happening on the teams that are pushing them, but then it doesn't really work. A Lord cooking up another nade on his end. Will it be another Malibu situation? Will Kevin be taken back to lobby? The nade doesn't really get a Kobe in, but then that does not discourage him from going ahead and continuing with that push. We have Kevin just doing his thing here, smoking out the place, waiting for a chance to get pushed and just do his thing. FPP in, that means it's about to mean business, but then so does that grenade mean business. GG's again, 2 more esports. That nade meant business, taking all the way, taking the Gen Z players all the way back to lobby. GG's to you guys. Well, it is expected. It does happen. Sometimes those nades, you have to think it through. I mean, the nades sometimes can give you shock. You've never been grenaded when you least expect it. You will panic. You will think about it. I mean, these things do happen. I see someone saying, show us Rem Clan. What's Rem Clan? Is it Relentless? I hope that's Relentless. But then, no, it's not. So now the zone is closing in. Luckily for them, PUBG has decided to make it a little bit lenient for them. You can see the players are now being forced to go closer to Mina General. They're being forced to go towards the edges of La Benita. Impala is no longer safe zone. They're going to be taken back to lobby. So let's see how that works out for them at the end of the day. Sauti ya nini hiyo? I don't understand. Let me confirm. Give me a second. Honestly, I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to figure it out. Just give me a second. Second. Na we wacha we bwana. Oh, sauti ya nani? Okay, Rexco, they're getting pushed, and the DBS is in. We're going to be having something amazing happening here. And LELENA eSports does take them all the way back to lobby. I mean, yeah, what is that? Rexco, unfortunately, have been taken back to lobby. Yesterday night, when we were watching, Rexco amazed us. Rexco made the right calls. Rexco had a player there called Reckless, dominating the lobby. I mean, taking people out, taking them all the way back to lobby 1 by 1. Aesthetic Extreme player Federal. Last game was almost taken out a whole team. Later eSports, unfortunately, MT3 ran out of bullets. M416 ran out of bullets, and his moment of glory was stopped. And our Federal has been knocked there. We have Mao eSports, a third party in this fight. Initially, they were not really fighting against them. Blacklist joins the party as well, taking the players, the player Federal all the way back to lobby. So the zone might be forcing people now to third party these fights. I don't think it's something they're planning to do, because I mean, when you look at the zone right now, right, the zone is closing in. Players are going to be forced to play open field. Teams are going to be exposed to a lot of unexpected fights. So this is something that we're going to be seeing how open field is going to be right now. I can't see many buildings being safe right now. Everyone is coming to the open field. Everyone is coming towards later esports. A lot is going to happen. ZEUS, MORIS as well joining the party. Aesthetic Extreme getting damaged there. 2 players are getting sprayed on by Mao esports. 2 players down. Yuris and Yakuza have been taken down with just 1 person remaining. That is Yonko, and he's now going to be the man of the match if he does that one thing we love to see, and that is an actual clutch. But we are just getting started. These are the East Africa Clash games. We are in day 3 of the group stage. Group B versus Group C. Fights are happening everywhere. We're in the second game. Miramar is looking hot. Teams have been taken back to lobby. Mao eSports trying to dominate as much as they can. They took out Generation Z. They're still trying to take out Tactical Team. I mean, Mao eSports is on fire. Mauritius is just proud of this moment. But then we are not going to be saying that's the end of it. A lot is going to be changing here with all of the REM clan. That means Relentless. It is REN, not REM. But Relentless eSports are from Ethiopia here, are trying to take on the players of Africa. Nate has been damaged there with the pre-nade from Mamdu. Nah, that name cannot be said. But then he's trying to go for that push. You can see the damage. A lot is trying to happen here. Africa is getting stopped as they try to get the push here happening on the players from Relentless eSports. And Nate and his teammates are now going to be forced to take on these fights. The spray is in. Relentless does get the damage here. So does Africa. The damage is in. They get the knock is in there. The Nate is getting cooked up. Kobe does land there. Khalid, best ideal from Ethiopia, does a very beautiful Kobe there. Does go for that push. Fireboy does get the players taken all the way back to lobby. Relentless eSports did not think through that push, and Africa player Fireboy went into beast mode and took out the players from Relentless. GG's to you guys. Now fights are still happening. 9 teams remaining. We can see TDS eSports in the building trying to have their time of the points as possible. They already have 7 defeats in the back. Oh, it's not Kazoos, it's Azoos. Okay, thank you for telling me. I did not know that. But then, guys, as you're watching the live stream, can you hit the like button? That's all I'm asking for, by the way. Like as much as you can. Let's push this live up as much as we can. Share this link to your communities. Tell them to come watch the East Africa Clash games as they unfold. We're going to see in East Africa which country is the best when it comes to PUBG mobile games. Just getting started. This might just be the first edition. We never know. But let's just continue sharing. Let's continue liking. And let's continue subscribing. That's all I'm asking for. I am just asking for all that support. We have now the players from Aesthetics as well, losing players 1 by 1. ZEUS MORIS has 2 players down from his side. There's Lucifer and Fabian. They are down, but then he's getting that revive. He has a gap there to get the revive because a lot of teams are now taking on fights. They cannot really focus on just one team. They have to be on alert. Africa losing players to the zone. That's also quite unfortunate. Later eSports as well losing players to the zone. ZEUS MORIS is just trying to do their best here. A lot is not working out for these teams. The zone is getting a little bit intense. The safe zone is an open field. Let alone it being in the water. We thought it was going to be in the water. But then luckily PUBG decided to be a little bit gentle and took the fight to the open fields. And this is Miramar, so there are a lot of hills. You can hold literally anywhere and still be open field, just as long as you hold it at the right place. LELENA eSports losing players one by one. They're being taken back slowly. Later eSports still dominating, still leading in terms of points. Their beautiful spray there from TDS does get the fast knock. They're on a tactical team, and Nate is getting hooked up by Hulk. Doesn't really connect. The Nate goes in. The damage is yet to be seen. Molis are going in as well. Tactical team is still standing. They're not losing players yet. TDS joining the party, spotting the players from tactical team. Third party from afar. They need to be careful. There's another team right next to them as well. They might be exposed to another fight that they did not expect to. Mao Esports getting the nades there on Kasim. He's unaware Mao Esports are taking him down, and that means, like I said, it is going to be a heavy last zone fight. Teams are getting exposed there. The sprays are definitely connecting. Blood are getting the damage here, and tactical team has been taken back to lobby. TDS joined the party, and before anything could get any more worse, they were able to take what did I say? They were able to take the players from tactical team all the way back to lobby. TDS now facing the same fate as a tactical team. They third party their fight, and now ZEUS MORIS coming from the back, third party in their fight against Mao Esports. I mean, a lot is happening, but then a Kobe from Lord does eliminate the team there from TDS. GG's, like I said, Mauritius is proud. Mao Esports is dominating the game. They're doing their best. They're doing their thing. And it is definitely paying out. At the end of the day, we have Mao Esports are taking on later. Molis are being flying in. No one is seen. No one have been flown in. No one is seeing players from Mao Esports. Everyone is just focusing on other teams. Nades are coming in from Mao Esports. The nades are connecting. Teams are being taken out one by one. Mao Esports is basically third party in every single fight, and no one is spotting these guys. ZEUS MORIS as well have been third party in the fights from afar. They are a full team. For a team like Later Esports, they have only two guys remaining. One of them is really low. That is Panic. One grenade could take them back slowly. They're at the same place, and that nade does connect. ZEUS MORIS takes out Later Esports. Two teams are remaining. Mao Esports player Lord now Grenadier of their team getting the damage in. I mean, nah, it is what it is there. ZEUS MORIS having a good time. For now, they're actually dominating Mao Esports. Lord is low. The spray does connect there. ZEUS MORIS does get that one knock on Mao Esports. That is Lord, and unfortunately, they have been outnumbered. That is not something they had planned for. But then ZEUS MORIS does come in, does come from the back, watched every single fight as it fired, and now they have gotten their winner chicken dinner. Against Yuma Esports. Chicken dinner could have been yours, but then ZEUS MORIS were a little bit better there. They came in last. They joined in the party a little bit later, but then they were not that late to the party because the number of points that they got just from third party, the number of kills they got from third party, the grenades from ZEUS MORIS are connecting. Teams are being taken back to lobby, and now that is it. ZEUS MORIS does get the winner chicken dinner for game 2 in Miramar. Looking at the stats for their team. Fabian getting 4 eliminations, a damage of 344. We have Faker getting 1 elimination and a damage of 98. Paradox getting 9 eliminations and a damage of 914. 9 eliminations, okay? We have Lucifer as well getting 1 elimination and a damage of 345. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. These things happen in any competitive scene, unexpected fights. And now you have ZEUS MORIS getting 25 points from that game, getting 15 eliminations. That's quite a lot. Mao Esports not that far, getting 11 eliminations, really good, getting 17 points. TDS at 13 with 10 eliminations as well. Later Esports 10 points, LELENA 9. Pain Africa 7, Nightmare 5, Blacklist 2. We have Tactical Team, Rec Squad, and Aesthetic Extreme getting 1 point each. And then every other single team just went back to lobby with 0 points. OL, Relentless, Soul Society, Rage, Gen Z, Strike, Cloud Esports. All these teams went back to lobby with basically 0 eliminations, 0 points. How unfortunate is that? But when you have here the man of the match, we saw while we were reading the we know when a chicken dinner starts for the team that won, that is ZEUS MORIS. Paradox did get 9 eliminations and a damage of 914, getting 0 assists and 5 knockouts in a total. That are surviving for 22 minutes and 8 seconds. So GG's again to you, ZEUS Paradox, for that beautiful play there. I mean, it was well deserved. Your team was patient enough and they got their winner chicken dinner. So GG's again That win was well deserved. Congratulations to you, Paradox, for getting man of the match. Let's have a quick look at the head-to-head. ZEUS MORIS and Mao eSports. Mao eSports getting 11 eliminations, and then ZEUS MORIS getting 15. We have the damage dealt from ZEUS MORIS as 1,701, and then Mao eSports dealing a damage of 1,924. Total knockouts from ZEUS 11, Mao eSports 9. Time in the blue, ZEUS MORIS had 8 minutes and 10 seconds in the blue zone. We know why. We saw their late rotations. It definitely paid out. They got their chicken. And then Mao eSports gets 50 seconds in the blue zone. That's because they secured the safe zone before anything could happen. So first game, we had later eSports getting the chicken dinner. Match 2, we had Miramar, that is ZEUS MORIS getting the chicken dinner. And we'll be going to match 3 right after the break. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. right, we're back, guys. A third game of the night, and that is Sunhawk. Yes, yesterday we had a team that won that had a very nice logo on their name. But then we are going to be looking at the king of the jungles because a lot of camping might be happening all the way. And I'm here. All right, the flight path was looking quite fair coming from the north eastern side of Sunhawk all the way to the south western side, not northwestern side, sorry, of Sunhawk. And then we have another safe zone similar to the one we had when we were watching the second game that is in Miramar. But now already some teams are taking each other out one by one. Blacklist, holding Paradise Resort. Some teams have landed together. When we look at this the zone here, and how people have landed. The areas around Kampong, some teams are yet to land because they're gliding. All the way to that side, we can see Aesthetic Extreme trying to land as far as possible. And we have also Rex Ponder trying to glide away as much as possible. And that's totally okay, to be honest. No one is going to complain and say you guys are going there to camp or something along that line, and no one is going to do that. Just as long as you enjoy your game and get your wins, that's all that matters. And looking at what is happening here, the players from Cloud Esports are engaging in a fight. One of the teammates is down. Nightmare does not take any L's. It's too early in the game to be taken back to lobby. A Nightmare player there with a prefer the DBS does get another knock on the K9, sorry, does get the second knock. Third knock, yo, what do we call this player? Because I can't even say his name, but then he does get two knocks in a row, does get reflex on K9, and his teammate immediately they tried to pick him. He took them all the way back to lobby. Cloud Esports and now is down a couple of players. And the best thing, to be honest, is to retreat as much as possible. They have only one person remaining, and that is a Soul. So that's very very unfortunate, but it does happen sometimes when you're playing in a competitive scene. People are exposed to early fights. They're taken back to lobby. Later esports as well is being forced to engage in a fight. Ooh, the nade does go in. The damage there from Skydo's nade has been seen, and Ramo is down. That gives them a chance to go for that push. Now esports having the time of their life. Last game they almost had a chicken dinner. I don't know what's going to happen this time, but they have already lost a player. That is Mao Lord, has been taken back to lobby. They need to rethink their strategy. They almost had a chicken dinner. Uh, I mean, they almost had it. It was this close to getting there. They almost had their win, but then unfortunately, they were taken back to lobby. While they were in position two, that would have been their chance of being in position one, but it did not happen. So I hope it does happen next time. That is this game or the last game, because they took their time. They were strategic about their flanks. They were strategic of the places that they were picking to engage fights in. But then, unfortunately, the team there from ZEUS MORIS was one step ahead. They had everything figured out. So they took their time. They basically made the right calls, and now they are here trying their chance again. But will it be possible? Looking at the zone right now, you can see how many teams are in the safe zone. We actually have a team at the farthest side of the zone, right at the edge. They're not going to move a muscle till someone goes towards them. So we're going to be seeing how that goes, how that plays out. But then in Paradise Resort, we have a blacklist still holding it out and not changing their position. Gen Z in the building, passing by Camp Bravo. Lakawi is crowded, not really crowded anymore, just Nightmare Esports staying there. Last player from Cloud Esports Soul is changing his position, going far away. Rick Scott might also need to change their position as the zone shifts. They're going to be exposed to a little bit of some zone damage if they're not careful. The zone there query is also crowded. They're now trying to move towards the safe zone. Hainan is also not in the zone, so tactical team might also need to move now before the zone becomes a damaging. Strike esports as well, going towards where we have players in ruins, and Tampang is empty. Everyone is going far away from that place. TDS, I mean, basically now everyone is going towards the edges. They're going to try and secure their slots as early as possible, but is it going to be enough? Are they going to be exposed to fights they did not plan for? And we're going to be here to see exactly that. We're going to make sure we do not miss a single fight because we want to see teams as they engage in this fight. Mao Esports has only 3 players remaining. That is Aatrox, Stanik, and Skydo. Now they're going to find a way of surviving here. And for later esports, they were right next to them. They seem to have gone a little bit further and gone away from this fight. That might have been the right call because engaging right now is a really good thing because it might force you guys to lose your points. Then again, if you're watching the game and you see your country and you see them in the game, put their flag in the comment section. Be it Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, Mauritius, and Madagascar. Go ahead and put those flags. Make them see that our countries are supporting us as we play in these games. Again, big shout out to all our sponsors. We have the eSports Somalia Association. We have the Kenya PUBG Mobile League and the River Rose Foundation from Kenya. Big shout out to you guys for coming to support the East Africa Clash. A big shout out again to GPE Esports for the beautiful production. We appreciate it all at the end of the day. And to you, our lovely viewers, yeah, yes, and to our lovely viewers, we are grateful for having you guys there with us watching the live, even though I have to say, like the live 20 times. But it's fine, guys. If you can like the live, why not? Just go ahead and hit that button, make these works. Yes, check out GB Esports on Instagram. Make sure you hit their DMs. Make sure you disturb them because they're going to be there to answer you guys and help you as much as they can and provide beautiful production for your tournament. We have Relentless Esports taking on our TDS team right now. TDS Esports is fighting with Relentless, but then the game is not going as they planned. They have already lost two of their players, Vlad being the only one remaining from their team, Khalid quite low, but then he's healing up, getting ready, amping up his HP so that he can be able to go for the push on the last player from TDS. Rex Squad are taking out the Gen Z. The zone is also damaging Rex Squad as Gen Z is also getting damaged. Reckless, the man with the many decisions. You can see his name. Either it works or it doesn't work as long as his team is up. That's all that matters. Reckless are joining the fight here right after his teammates have been taken back to lobby. Arnie and Zexer have been taken back to lobby. That leaves only 2 people, everyone and Reckless. And now they're going to be forced to show us, are they good enough to support and get as many position points, placements points, sorry, and kill points for their team. That's something we're going to be on the lookout as well. GG's to TDS Esports, they have been taken back to lobby as well. Now the zone is about to shift. Third phase of the zone. The zone is going to be damaging as well. It is the third phase. This is Sanhok. It is a small map. The damage does increase by every move. You can see teams in boot camp, they are yet to change their position. Mao Esports should definitely start moving because it's going to get a little bit more damaging. Blacklist as well, trying to make it their way to the safe zone. We have a lot of teams around Camp Alpha. Camp Alpha is empty, okay? But around it, the northern side, the southern side, Camp Alpha is basically crowded right now. Strike esports, later esports, they're going to encounter each other right now. We have a tactical team as well getting closer. Cloud esports player Soul, last player standing from his team, is still around. So that's a lot of things are happening at the same time. Teams are trying to make it to the safe zone. Reckless and his teammate everyone going far away from Gen Z because Gen Z did take down their players initially. So that's going to be a lot when it comes to teams and how they're going to be taking on these fights. ZEUS, MORIS, winners of the second game in Miramar, are now going to be exposed to a fight against OL Esports. Also for OL Esports, honestly, they do a good job. Actually, every single team that is playing in the East Africa Clash, they are really trying their best to survive, to make it to the finals. Every time I look at the comment section or someone in the WhatsApp group, they always say, if you have played Ultimate, then East Africa Clash is worse than Ultimate. And if you think I'm lying, please register next time and then you'll come and tell us your story and how it was and what your experience was when we were playing the East Africa Clash games. But before you can talk about that, seems like later esports has been taken back to lobby as well. So GG's to you guys. Zone is about to get smaller again. 20 seconds in, going to the third phase. Teams will start getting damaged by the zone. ZEUS MORIS waiting patiently for OL Esports, but then every other team right now, you can see what is happening. The north side there, the northeastern side of Sanhok is really, really crowded. Teams are close to each other. Teams are going to be forced to fight because they have evaded this fight for a very long time. Luckily, just like Miramar, the zone has decided to go away from the water and back to the land. So that's fine. I'm actually praying we have one, just one. I need just one, man. Pain Africa. Oh, yo ho, what's that? Pain Africa player just got RRAGE Esports out of the buggy with that DBS. Why? Why though? Why? Oh no, it's not the DBS, it's the M4. Man, that would have been something to talk about. Hey, that would have been one story that we'll need to tell people and how it transpired. But then OL Esports, unfortunately, have been taken back. So it seems like ZEUS MORIS were able to dominate that fight there. And our relentless esports are right in front of Pain Africa. Two teams. I don't know about you, but Pain Africa should probably be showing us more. We know how good Pain Africa is. We're just not seeing how they can be how they can be in the game. They're LELENA esports losing players one by one. Unfortunately, all of them have been taken back. Slowly, Generation Z. Wagwan. Because nah, these guys are still in the game, getting their kill points up, getting their placement points up. Pain Africa going towards Relentless Esports. Khalid just watching here, pre-nading their players from Pain Africa. I do have a Kobe. Unfortunately, the player there from Pain Africa did change his position. He's trying to cook up another nade there. One of the players is already down. G-Man is down. Pony might just be the second victim here from that Kobe. The nade doesn't connect. Fireboy's nade does get the damage there on Khalid. He tries to cook up another nade. The players are in going for that push. The nade is not working. The molly, unfortunately, was not enough time for it to be thrown. And now two players have remained standing. That is Nate and Fear. Their teammates there have been taken down. Pain Africa now finally are showing us how good they are in the game. Fear now being the only person remaining from his team. Will he be able to survive? The moles, the nades. Pain Africa decided, nah, there's no resting. Pain Africa, unfortunately, they just finished the fight against the Relentless Esports, and now we have Strike Team are watching from afar, getting the knocks here. Venom is down. The players from Strike can't see everything as it happens because they have the upper ground in Sunhawk. The fights are definitely going to happen here across every single place. Blacklister are trying to take out the players from our Esports. Atrox is down, and the nade getting cooked up by Blacklister. Chinese. I just froze, guys. Okay, I think I'm back. Beautiful. The spray is in there. That's trying to get some damage there. The knock has been confirmed. The players from Mao Esports now are going to be having a hard time here surviving against the players. But then it's not that easy. Strike Esports are taking on the players from Pain Africa all the way back to lobby. They had just finished that fight, but then Strike Esports saw this as a weakness and they went directly for that push, and it definitely worked out. And now they are here, ready to engage in another fight. Mao Esports are getting pushed to Skydo, being the last person remaining from his team. Blacklist are now ready to take him down. He tries to use the same place every single player uses, but then this place is never safe. The mollies are the nades always make it to you. You are in a closed place, you are in a room. The nade is just basically a Kobe on you. The molly is gonna cook you, and Mao Esports player Skydo has been taken back to lobby. Quite unfortunate there because we saw the potential on Mao Esports, but then it was just not happening anymore. They have been taken back to lobby. Did you see Mao Esports? We have now just 8 teams remaining. Zone is about to close in. We are in the third phase, a fourth phase of the zone. Sorry, we are going to the fifth phase. You can imagine the damage that is going to be coming from the zone as it moves. The tactical team here now coming to take on a fight against the Generation Z. Mali boy, the man with the most trouble. You can see how confident he is, just looting around, waiting for that chance to change his position. And since the zone is here, best decision it is to go away from the fight there. But then the players from tactical team kind of get some damage there on Mali Boy. The knocks, the fire doesn't really get any knocks, getting registered on Gen Z, and they easily go far away from these guys. GG's again to you. Y'all deserve that. GG's all the way. Let's get it. Now, as Generation Z tries to make it to the safe zone, seems like Blacklist is losing players one by one. Red squad player, everyone is just the only one now swimming safely towards the safe zone. Generation Z losing players one by one. Mali Boy is down. Zaki are looking at Strike Esports. They just took down Pain Africa, and now they are ready to take on the Generation Z. Red squad unfortunately have been spotted and taken all the way back to lobby. Strike Esports right now is ready to show us what they can do when it comes to the East Africa Clash games. Starlight tries to go for that push. He's caught off guard. Zaki, watching from afar, does get the knock there on Starlight. And that means just three players remain from Strike Esports. They need to get closer to their teammates. They need to find a way of getting a revive, or rather, they need to get at least one more knock on a Generation Z just to make sure they are unable to get anything happening on their end. Strike Esports changing their position, are trying to go closer to their knock teammate, but then unfortunately, he has been taken back to lobby. Generation Z player Zaki just flanking around. Cloud Esports player Soul, last player from his team, swimming his way to the zone. Zaki trying to find a way. If he can see him, but can Zaki see him? Can Zaki see him? The player there has not exposed himself. So how or when will he be able to see him unless he exposes himself when it comes to this fight? Hmm. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Beautiful spray there. ZEUS Morris does get a knock on tactical player. But then they have to go for that push before the revive takes a place. A tactical team losing players one by one. They're watching from afar. One of their players has been taken back to lobby. Another player is down. The fight, of course, is going to transpire. There has been taken back to lobby. GG's to you. And now Paradox. I saw someone there shouting at Paradox, Big shout out to Paradox. Has been dominating so far from his team. He saw from last game how he took on those fights, how he got the most kills. He was just basically dominating the whole time. Lucifer trying to cook up a nade. Will we be having a Kobe on the Generation Z? Kevin does get the damage there. Beautiful spray there from tactical player. Stone watching from afar. Third parties that fight. It takes him all the way back slowly. But then unfortunately, as he tries to make it to the safe zone, ZEUS Morris spots him and takes him back slowly. Five teams remaining. The zone is getting smaller. Nade is getting cooked up by Lucifer as he waits on Zaki to get closer. Zaki trying to go to a safe place, trying to get a flank here on ZEUS Morris. Paradox does get to see him. Nade is also getting picked up on Zaki right now. Will it be a Kobe? He's low. Paradox needs to cook up that nade. It is going closer to him, Zaki. But then unfortunately, the nade doesn't make it on time. And he is unable to get that knock. Zaki trying to get a nade getting hooked up here. But then Fabian does get that knock, and easily now they can go for that push. Last player standing from a Gen Z, that is Mali Boy. Will he be having a Kobe? Because Lucifer is as well is cooking a nade up for him. He is low. Mali Boy trying to find a way to go for that push. The nade from Lucifer does get the damage happening there. Paradox as well does try to get some nades happening towards Mali Boy. He cooks up another nade. Is it a Kobe? But then unfortunately, the nade this time from Mali Boy is a Kobe on Mali Boy. East Africa Clash games. This is where all the action, all the comedy happens within the game. Because how did that happen, Mali Boy? Mali Boy. But we have the aesthetic extreme again. I told you about this team. They always survive till the end. They will not engage. They will not do anything. They will make it till the end. We have now Cloud Esports player. So last player from Cloud has voted, taken all the way back to lobby by Federal from my aesthetic. Three teams remaining: ZEUS Morris, Strike Esports. My net tonight is misbehaving, guys. Sorry, sorry. So we have now just Strike Esports. Ooh, Aesthetic Extreme does go for that push, does get the fast knock there on ZEUS Morris player. Baker trying to get a push happening there. P-Fire does get some damage, tries to switch back to the DBS, does get some damage, and unfortunately he is surrounded by Aesthetic Extreme. Paradox is down as well, leaving just one man remaining. That is Fabian. Hooks up a nade as Aesthetic Extreme, forgive us. I mean, last game there, they almost had a chicken dinner. A lot happened there. They did get the S12K out. They got the last player there from Strike Esports. It was Mauritius now versus Somalia. Someone said that Somalis know how to play Sunhawk, but then it seems in the East Africa Clash games, Mauritius might just be the team or rather the country that can dominate the land of Sunhawk. That's just my opinion, by the way, seeing how they have been playing so far. But then GG's again to you guys from Aesthetic Extreme, a team I have kept on saying over and over again. This team does that thing. They do that thing, guys. They always, and I mean always, dominate and wait till the last zone so that they can now fight and take on their winner chicken dinner. If not that, we have Yakuza getting 0 eliminations, 258 damage. Federal getting 3 eliminations, 575 damage. Our Uris getting 4 eliminations, 388 damage. And then now we have Yonko getting 0 eliminations and 0 damage. It seems like Yonko, unfortunately for him, he was not in a position to really play when it came to that game. He was unfortunately taken back to lobby too early in the game, and luckily for him, his teammates were able to take him all the way back to lobby. So GG's on that. We have now a match rank on these games. Aesthetic Extreme getting 17 eliminations, a tiny ZEUS Morris at 17. Generation Z, tiny Strike Esports at 11 points. Pain Africa getting 7 points in. Cloud Esports getting 6. Blacklist with 4. Relentless, a tiny Nightmare Tactical Team. And Mau Esports at 3 points. RAGE Esports, a tie with Rex scored 2 points. LELENA Esports, TDS Esports, and Later Esports getting 1 point each from that game. And then you have OL Esports and Soul Society getting 0 points from that game. Again, GG's to you, Aesthetic Extreme, for the beautiful winner chicken dinner on your team. It is well deserved. You guys did a really good job on that end. We have now man of the match being ZEUS Paradox, gets 6 eliminations, a dealer damage of 635, does get 2 assists, survives for a total of 18 minutes and 17 seconds, and does get 4 knockouts from that game. Again, GG's for that beautiful MVP title again for your side. ZEUS Paradox has dominated twice in these games for tonight. So GG's on that, ZEUS Paradox, for fighting and getting your points up, even though your team was not able to get a winner chicken dinner when it came to that game. Just to have a quick head-to-head here, Aesthetic Extreme and ZEUS Morris. Aesthetic Extreme got 7 eliminations, with ZEUS Morris getting 12. Aesthetic getting a damage of 1,221, and ZEUS Morris with a damage of 1,627. Aesthetic Extreme getting 4 knockouts, and ZEUS Morris getting 10 knockouts. Aesthetic Extreme lasted only 1 second in the blue zone, and for ZEUS Morris, they lasted 29 seconds in the blue zone. That does make sense because for Aesthetic Extreme, they made the right flanks, they made the right calls, and at the end of the day, they were able to survive and make it to their chicken dinner. So GG's to you guys. Game 1 down. Later Esports wins the game. Game 2, Miramar, ZEUS Morris. 3, we have Aesthetic Extreme. And now 4, last game of the night is going to be a wrangle. We're going to be seeing which team is going to be taking that right after the break. All right, guys, we are back. Last game of the night, and that is Wrangle. For the East Africa Clash Games group stages, we have watched the group stages from day one. We watched A versus B, C versus D day two, and now day three we have B versus C. And you can see how things are basically unfolding. Excuse me, sorry for that, are unfolding. Some teams are dominating, some are not at all. Some are having a good day tonight, some are not having a good day tonight. So we're going to be seeing how this unfolds tomorrow as well, because things have been going sideways for most teams. Some are dominating, some are not, and it's actually totally okay. There's tomorrow to try and recover, unless, oh, actually, no. This is the last day for Group B and C, because tomorrow it's going to be A and D. Oh, wow, you cannot recover anymore. And that's totally fine. We're just going to see what really happens at the end of the day, which team is going to dominate, and then which team is going to qualify from the 24 teams. And looking at the flight path coming from Primos all the way to Stalba, we already have some teams going to the landing spots, places where they're going to be expecting some fights to happen. A lot of things are going to change. A lot of fights are, well, are going to be a little bit different. Let me just say that, because when you're playing your last game, it is your last chance to gather your points. So the calls you're going to be making, how you're going to be participating, uh, everything is going to be a little bit different. I don't know how to put it. Things are going to be a little bit different, because Relentless Esports unfortunately landed without having any loot in their hand. There, Khalid has been knocked and tasted. Quite unfortunate to lose Khalid this early in the game. It's really, really unfortunate, to be honest, because this player, Khalid, when the games were starting for the East Africa Clash, I was wondering who's this? He has good skill. He's doing that thing. So why is everyone interested in this guy? And then someone came to the live there and said, you know what? Um, that is the best IGL from Ethiopia, and we have been seeing that from the beginning till the end of the game now. And we have tactical team now trying to take on the players from Relentless. Ben Boy and his teammate Torfinho, Stone, and Era are ready to engage, because they have already taken out the IGL. I don't think they know that's the IGL, but the Relentless Esports Nate here might just be forced to go for that fight. The pre-fires are in. That's right to get something happening here, but then unfortunately, a tactical player, Stone, is right behind him, does get the knock on him. He knows G-Man is here as well. Stone is basically holding the cards here. He can see everything from afar, and unfortunately, a four tactical player, Beno Boy, he can be seen by the G-Man, has been knocked there. But then the push might not be that easy with how the teams have split up, with how Stone is on the other side of the buildings. That's going to be really hard to go across and get to their teammate, or even try and get a fast happening there. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but we are here for that. We're here to see which teams are able to make the right calls, or which IGLs are able to make their teams get all the way to victory. I'm just going to take a quick peek at where everyone else has landed so far before anything happens between Relentless Esports and the players up there from Tactical Team. We have a lot of teams spreading out throughout the game. Oh, Fear is down. I don't know what's happening now. But then G-Man might just be forced to go for the revive. Mount Esports right behind them. You can see Lord really, really close to G-Man. He also needs to find a way of healing. He's basically looking for meds right now in the building, scouting out the whole place, moving quickly, because Ma Esports is going to third party this fight. He's the only one standing from Relentless Esports. He's low on meds. He'll be really, really having a hard time here, to be honest, right now. But then let's just see how that plays out. Luckily, he does get some bandages just to heal up enough to be able to engage in a fight. And as he does that, when we look at the places around Pachinki farm there, we have a team in farm around Milta as well. That is Aesthetic Extreme. Cloud Esports are holding on the side next to Lipovka on the eastern side, western side, eastern side of Erangel. They are there. Sorry, my cat confused me, right? And then we have Yesnea Poliana. It still has Mao Esports. It has Tactical Team. It has the player there from Relentless. So three teams are there. Unfortunately for Relentless, they have lost most of their players. Looking at Rozok has two teams, Later Esports and Nightmare Esports. Georgia Ball, on the other hand, they have a team. They have two teams there as well. TDS going towards Gatka, where we have Blacklist, who are heading over to Pachinki. So Pachinki might be a little bit crowded as the games progress, but we're going to be seeing what's going to happen. Their tactical players are going to be exposed to fights now. Actually, they're just having a good time against each other, maybe to confuse the enemy team, to tell them there's something happening here, but then actually nothing is happening here. At the end of the day, teams are just basically camping it out and holding and waiting for a chance to dominate. The zone is about to close in a few seconds, in a few minutes, and the teams now should be able to understand where is the flight path, where is the safe zone. Sorry, from the time we landed. Where can we go right now? How are we going to make our rotations? I saw a screenshot of how teams do it. Some teams take their time. They actually draw the path on the map just to see where they're going to go and how they're going to handle it. And with what is happening right now, I don't know what teams are going to do. It is the last game for Group B and Group C to be amongst the top 24. It's going to be very, very tight. The games are going to be a little bit slow. We still have 14 teams in the game. I think some teams are unable to join. That's also quite unfortunate. I hope they did not lose hope. Um, or rather feel pressured to have their points up. These things happen, and sometimes the game doesn't really make sense to you. You understand? But at the end of the day, GG's to everyone who's participated, for everyone who's tried to do their best to get their points up, but then it didn't really work. That does happen sometimes, and it is acceptable to happen, you know. And with the people watching so far, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Looking at the zone again, let me just have a quick look at how the rotations are happening right now and how teams are planning to take on their rotations. TDS seems to have encountered Gen Z. Pochinki there might be a little bit crowded. We have teams like Blacklist, Pain Africa, TDS, Gen Z. All these teams are in Pochinki, so a fight might just be happening there. So we're going to be on the lookout to see if that's going to be the case. TDS are sporting the Generation Z players, Kevin and Mali Boy, are really far away from their Nocta teammates. They need to start thinking out about their strategy right now, or they'll be losing players one by one. Seems like Isnaya is on fire as well. As some teams are now engaging in a fight. Esports and the TDS taking each other down one by one. Tofino has been taken back to lobby. Stone as well has been taken back to lobby. So the fight in Yasna is definitely hot there. TDS are trying to get a car chase here on the players from Gen Z. Unfortunately for Gen Z, they are actually sandwiched. They have Blacklist right in front of them, and as well as the players from TDS right behind them. They try to steal that kill, but then the Blacklist Chinese guy said that's not possible. Gen Z player Maliway has been spotted. The spray there from Lad was actually very good. Unfortunately, there was no knockout that was registered there on the player that is Mali Boy. And now Blacklist will be engaging against the players from Gen Z. You can see what's happening right now. The push is definitely there. The buildings are surrounded. TDS rethinking their decision on going towards the fight here as it was transpiring. Maybe that was part of their goal. Maybe they wanted to go for that push and get the skills up. Mali Boy being taken back. Slow Generation Z losing players one by one. 1-1 remains standing from Gen Z. That is Zaki. Blacklist will not be backing down because they can stand a chance of adding one more point to their kill points. For the team players are from TDS watching from afar. They are not really engaging. They have stopped engaging so far. They want to keep it safe. They want to stay away from the fight as much as possible, and that is totally okay. Looking at the players there from TDS now, they seem to be wanting to get closer to the Blacklist team. Zaki waiting patiently with the shotgun. That is S1. We're going to be seeing something impressive. They are not aware of his position. He's not moving a muscle. He's waiting with the shotgun. Blacklist players are now closing in. Does get the damage there on Zaki. He tries to go back up. That means that place is going to be the worst place to be in right now. The nade does go in. And of course, Ronaldo does take out the last player from Generation Z. And that is it for the Generation Z when it comes to qualifying to the semifinals in the group stages. Blacklist still in the game. Full team, still holding it tight. I want to check on the zone now just to see where players are as TDS tries to get closer to the blacklist team. Later, esports in school. They also have a team right next to them. Teams are now closing in on each other. Fights might start transpiring actually sooner than we thought, compared to a game in Miramar that took some time before teams started to get closer to each other. So that's also something that has changed now. Teams are now playing it slow. They're rethinking their decisions. They want to understand whether they want to go for that push. ZEUS Morris does get pushed. They have a Pain Africa, and we have Lucifer trying to get the damage there as he tries to get the nades cooked up. The player from Pain Africa, Venom, comes into the vehicle and immediately gets that knock. ZEUS Morris goes into the not Morris but Faker goes in the DBS, gets the fast knock and the fast on the player there from Pain Africa, and now Fabian getting pushed again by Pain Africa, but then GG's Paradox, man of the match, the man with the fans in the comment section, has not disappointed, has been able to take out the last player from Pain Africa all the way back to lobby. I mean, like I said, this is the last game that is going to be choosing the fate for Group B and Group C. So, question is, where is your team as the games progress? Where will your team be as the games come to an end? That's something they need to be on the lookout for. They need to be seen and making sure that they do that thing, survive till the end. Because if you do not, and your points are not up, then you're not going to be in the top 24 when it comes to the semi-finale for the East Africa Clash games. So be on the lookout for that as well. Just do your best to do what's necessary. The players here from TDS are now going towards the innermost part of Pochinki. ZEUS Morris just waiting on the edges there. We have tactical team, that is TT, right outside of school. They have a team right next to them as well. Mau eSports coming into the safe zone as well. We have G-Man and his teammate from Relentless getting closer to the zone here. We have also players from LELENA eSports still in the building, still holding it tight. But then Strike eSports, how did they land that far? They are in Novo. Everyone is on the other side of the map, but then for Strike eSports, they're on the lower side, on the north eastern side, basically far away from basically literally everyone in this game. So that's something I don't know about them, but they need to be going to the safe zone. Remember, after this game, the top 24 teams qualify. So, is your team going to be crowned the top 24 after tomorrow's games for A versus D are done? Will your team be there, or will your effort in the group stage, bite the dust? That's something I'm actually not praying most teams go through, because unfortunately we cannot all be winners and we cannot all be losers. These things happen when you're playing in a competitive scene. The zone is now getting smaller. Pochinki will be the land of the fights. The school as well. Teams are going far away from school. Cloudy Sports still in the building, still getting closer to the safe zone. Mau Esports coming in late like they did when they were playing in Miramar. Strike Esports seems to be feeling the pressure when it comes to their points, because you can see how much they're flanking just to make it to the safe zone. They don't want to get closer to anyone at all. They have 23 points in the bag. They need to boost their points so much so that when tomorrow comes, they are not left out of the 24 teams that qualify to the next stage. That we have Blacklist sporting a team right next to them. We also had players from tactical team in Pochinki being sported as well as they make their rotations. LELENA eSports also moving around there. They have been sported as well. So that's something they need to be factoring in while they make the rotation. LELENA eSports are going closer to ZEUS Morris team. Their Fabian with the perfect spray does try to get some damage, but then nothing does connect. Blacklist just watching from afar. ZEUS Morris player Fabian needs to be careful. LELENA eSports as well needs to be careful, because they might just be surrounded if they do not take this seriously. LELENA eSports players are now moving towards Blacklist. Emperor and his teammates holding the upper side of Pochinki, just waiting for teams to come closer to them. I believe Chillboy was able to hear them as they go towards up the hill there, because Emperor was moving away from that place using a vehicle. And of course, if you use a vehicle, we can easily hear you as you change your position. Zone is about to close in. Fourth phase of the zone is going to be a little bit more intense in the spray. There does connect from ZEUS Morris. Paradox does get that knock, and unfortunately TDS gets to cast that knock. That is TDS player Blood does steal that knock from ZEUS player Paradox. And now they're going to be having a hard time here. It's going to be one of the road where people are going to be holding some battle need. I mean, people are going to be seeing a need to get back their points. We have Strike Esports passing by. They did their rotation there. You can see they came all the way from Novo, just went round through farm, and they're going out towards schools. They're trying to be in the safe zone, but then you have a lot of teams are trying to damage them. Cloud Esports are trying to get some sprays here on their team that is burned. You can see Mix as well passing by. They need to be on the alert. There's a team right next to them looking at the safe zone right now, looking at where the zone is right now. Later esports in Pochinki, right outside of Pochinki. Zone is about to close in. Teams are too close to each other. ZEUS MORIS as well is now making it to the safe zone. They're still in Pochinki. Players are now going to be forced to engage in fights. Blacklist as well as in the building. Aesthetic Extremes, like I told you, they will forever play it safe. But we have a push there. LELENA esports that's trying to get something happening on later esports, but then unfortunately later esports does not have time for that. GG's on that. And LELENA esports have been taken back slowly. For later esports, we have not seen them for quite some time. They have been taken back slowly too early in the game a couple of times now. We have Nightmare Esports, but trying to third party this fight, but then unfortunately they were spotted, and you can see what transpired here. Later Esports now will be forced to change their position. Tactical team coming from behind. The sprays will be there, and later Esports will be sandwiched. They are open field. They're basically open field in the middle. Yes, they can use the ridges, but then not every side of the ridges is covered. They need their smokes there. They need to change their position before it is too late. Cloud Esports are waiting on the players from Strike Esports that are next to them. That's going to be something happening there as well. Aesthetic Extreme patiently not changing their position. TDS passing by. The zone is about to close in as well. And in a few seconds, Aesthetic Extreme will be forced to change their location. Zone is about to close in again. Pochinki was a little bit crowded. Now teams are going far away from Pochinki. Strike Esports and Cloud Esports, all of them waiting on the edges. Same to Aesthetic Extreme. Mau Esports going closer again to the safe zone. Looking at Blacklist, they're also making those wide rotations. I mean, ZEUS MORIS as well, in slow into the zone. Everyone right now is focusing on the points. No one wants to go for that push. I mean, the game is silent. I can basically hear myself making noise in our own home because no one is going towards anyone, and they need their points up. All the teams that are here, the only teams that have actually enough points are the teams from Team 5 going all the way up, actually from Team 7. They have a lot of points, but then when the next group plays tomorrow, will that be enough? Remember, the teams are still going to have to compete. They have to find a way of being amongst the top 24. For Group B and C, this is the last straw when it comes to being part of the top 24. Later esports right now getting surrounded. They need to move they need to change their location. Will have teams, a third party in them, taking them all the way back if they're not careful. We have a TDS getting closer to later esports. The nades are connecting. TDS is finally here. The nades from TDS have one player from later esports, Ramo down, and we have Vlad trying to cook up a second nade there. Does the nade connect? The nade comes in from a later esports. Danger does get the knock there on Vlad, and they still try to get the nades as well on the other side. Kasim smoking up the place there. They have one of their players down. Panic, later esports. Both teams have players down. Nightmare watching from afar, making it hard for the players from later esports. I mean, TDS and later esports right now are trying to take each other out, but then Nightmare esports are watching from afar is not making it easy at all. We have Aesthetic Extreme passing by with the vehicle. A fight might just be happening here. At least 4 teams will be engaging in a fight together. Ramo trying to cook up some nades there on the players from TDS. Doesn't really get anything shot. All the nades connecting. Only one was able to get a knock. Ma esports as well joining the party from afar. Strike esports moving around the vehicles of the teams now going to be forced to engage in a fight. Blacklist losing players one by one. Nightmare still watching these games from afar. Strike Esports tries to go closer, tries to get a push there on Nightmare Esports, but then will they be taking on that fight? 10 teams remaining. Fifth phase of the zone is about to get even more intense now. It's going to get a little bit more heavy on these teams as the zone closes in. 10 teams are on the sixth phase. It's going to be very, very small. The teams are going to be exposed to third-party fights. Some will lose their players to the zone. So where will the teams be moving in so far? Because the zone is still open field. It is occupying the places where we have TDS, Aesthetic Extreme. It's going to be occupying around that place. So every single team, Cloud Esports, Mao Esports, ZEUS, MORIS, a Strike Team, Blacklist. All these teams need to go towards the safe zone just to get their points up. Cloud Esports player error has been spotted, taken down. So all teams are now third party in this fight. A danger, just staying on the alert because Nightmare Esports was third party in this fight from afar. We have now later Esports, a players are low on nades, they are low on smokes. They need to move now. They are really, really open. Skydo watching from afar. Cloud Esports player Bura and his teammates need to make it to the safe zone. It is closing in. Mao Esports players passing by just to cause some havoc. Cloud is down, and the teammate here from Cloud Esports should probably focus on making it to the zone because 16, it is not that time to be outside the zone. So let's go closer, where we have later Esports tries to see how he can third party at this fight just to make their points go up. We have Mao Esports. The nade is getting hooked up. Oh, actually, oh, some teams did not see the codes. Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. Let's go. Fast knock there from Bura. That's gonna knock on the TDS team, but then unfortunately he has cover and he has been taken on. Bura watching from afar. Not really Bura. 16 watching from afar. That's gonna knock there just to get some cover on his teammate. We have the Mao Esports player Starnik cooking up nades. Nightmare Esports is in trouble. The nades are getting cooked up, but then Starnik, Mao Esports are unfortunately not at the right place and at the wrong time. The zone is about to close in. Mao Esports is in lobby. We have just the 9 teams remaining. Tactical team not moving from Pachinki, but then the zone will force them to go towards the players from Aesthetic Extreme. Beautiful fire there from Error. That's gonna knock kind of fast there on ZEUS. And we can see Bandy Boy as well getting knocked and fast. The players are getting damaged. But then unfortunately for Tactical team, ZEUS MORIS was one step ahead right above the building. Paradox is able to see the last player from Tactical team. We have now just 8 teams remaining. ZEUS MORIS getting closer just to their victory. Strike is what's right beneath them. They're basically smoking up the place just to change their location, just to make sure they're on the safe zone. But is it going to be enough? Are they going to be safe for now? Is it going to be not important? Are they going to be, unfortunately, caught by surprise? Not something we're going to be seeing. Is it going to be happening or not? But let's just be on the lookout and see what's happening. What's happening here? The Moles are getting cooked up. Teams have been forced to engage in fights. Teams are now taking on the fights here. The Moles are definitely getting the damage. Blacklist are getting the kills there. ZEUS MORIS getting the players from strike all the way back to lobby. Blacklist is not having an easy time at all. Everyone is just getting exposed. Everyone is just engaging in a necessary fight. Later Esports taking on the players from Nightmare. Blacklist coming in from the blue zone, just trying to be safe. But is it enough? Blacklist. Next to them they have ZEUS MORIS, and it might be cooked up. Cloud Esports watching from afar. Aesthetic Extreme. Yonko trying to molly up the place here, needs to make it to the safe zone. Blacklist has one of their players getting knocked. Aesthetic Extreme Yakuza tries to watch from afar, but then unfortunately that's not the case. He has been taken down. Aesthetic Extreme has only 2 players remaining, Federal and Yonko. The zone is getting smaller. The teams are now getting in the zone. We have Blacklist trying to push everyone out of where they are right now. We have TDS holding the same place they held from the beginning, but the only team that is feeling safe right now is the Aesthetic Extreme. One of their teammates, Yakuza, is down. ZEUS MORIS watching from afar. Later, Panic has been spotted. TDS Vlad does get that knock in. TDS seems to be having a good time here, seeing the players from later Esports as well as the players from Aesthetic Extreme. They're getting their knocks in, but then they're unable to get the fast happening. Or will that be it? Vlad getting closer. Yakuza, unfortunately, has not been revived because Paradox has decided to molly the whole place up, that they cannot be able to do anything. We have a Federal as well getting knocked. The only player remaining from Aesthetic Extreme now is Yonko. Vlad hooking up nades, does get Panic, does try on throw another nade in danger, is closer to his teammate Panic, but he needs to move because Vlad is on a spree, getting those nades connecting, getting those Kobe's on the players from later Esports. He's still hooking up nades. I don't know where he got the nades. He's been grenaded from the beginning. He does the reflex, has the damage in. Vlad doesn't want the later Esports players to make it to the zone, does get the knockdown with the DBS. The zone is closing in, but then unfortunately the zone takes out last player, and that is it for Vlad. Later Esports making it to the zone. There we have Ramo making it to the safe zone. ZEUS Baker are just also in the zone for a little bit there, but then the zone is going to force them again. Ooh, Blacklist player one Kuz. Let's get a Kobe and the last player from Aesthetic Extreme. 3 teams remaining. Later Esports, Blacklist, and ZEUS MORIS. Excuse me, one Kuz does expose his location. Faker might just be able to get a knock here on one Kuz, but let's see how that turns out. Is it going to be the case? Ramo sneaking it towards the zone. So basically, now we have just three snakes making it to the safe zone. Is it going to be enough? Are they going to be safe? Are they going to be able to fight back? Is that going to be an easy thing for them to do? All right. What is not happening there? Unfortunately, the snakes are now taking each other out. One Cruz is low, so is Ramo. One Cruz trying to heal up. The zone is closing in, has been forced to go for that push. Ramo trying to heal up. The nade is getting cooked up. We might be seeing a pre-fire. DBS is out. Ramo does try to have the 1000 IQ, does get the damage there on One Cruz. But then One Cruz is ready to go for that push, and it goes in with the DBS. And unfortunately, the 1000 IQ doesn't really outsmart the DBS while you try to cook up a nade. And finally, Blacklist does get their winner chicken dinner. We know how good Blacklist is, and it has finally been shown in the last game of the night. They took their time. One Cuz was almost losing it. The nade there from the player, the nade there was actually almost taking him all the way back to lobby. The pre-nade was there, the damage was there, but then it did not work out. He was still around, he was still standing, and he decided, I can hear you cook up the nade, so why not go for that push? And because of that push, he was able to get the winner chicken dinner for his team. So GG's again to you, Blacklist. Esports for that beautiful win. You guys have deserved it. Blacklist came in late to the fight. They did the late rotations. They were late to the party, but then that is just that, and they were now not able to lose their chicken dinner. They maintained it and they carried it all the way home. So GG's to you guys for that. You deserve the winner chicken dinner. I have the players there from Blacklist. I have one who's getting 5 eliminations, a damage of 657. Blacklist player Chinese guy, 2 eliminations, a damage of 628. Ronaldo, 1 elimination, a damage of 224. And we have Emperor getting 0 eliminations and a damage of 174. So then again, GG's again to you, Blacklist, that beautiful winner chicken dinner. It is well deserved for you guys. GG's again. And now just to look at the rank for these games, you have Blacklist getting 18 points from that game, ZEUS MORIS getting 17, later eSports 13, TDS 11, Aesthetic Extreme 7, Nightmare 5, Tiny Tactical Team, and Mao eSports, Cloud eSports getting 3, Strike eSports getting 1, and then every other single team from rank 11 all the way to 18. We have OL eSports, Relentless eSports, Soul Society, RAGE eSports, Generation Z, LELENA eSports, Pain Africa, Rex Squad. All these teams went home with just 0 eliminations. That is quite unfortunate, but then GG's again to you guys for that beautiful play there from Blacklist, getting the chicken dinner and their points up at the end of the day. Again, for the third time tonight, we have ZEUS Paradox getting the winner chicken dinner. I don't know what ZEUS Paradox is doing or how he's doing it, but then this man has been dominating, getting 7 eliminations from this game, a damage of 857, getting 2 assists, 21 minutes and 20 seconds in for the survival time, and a total of 5 knockouts. What is that? Paradox again dominating the place. He's doing that thing. He's been there. GG's again to you, Paradox. And we love to see, looking at the head-to-head here, Blacklist getting 8 eliminations, with ZEUS MORIS getting 12 eliminations. Blacklist dealing a damage of 1,483, with ZEUS MORIS dealing a damage of 1,758. Blacklist getting 3 knockouts, and ZEUS MORIS getting 10 knockouts. Blacklist spending a total of 6 seconds in the blue zone, and for ZEUS MORIS spending 55 seconds in the blue zone. And let's have a quick look at the highlights here for Blacklist and ZEUS MORIS. A lot was happening here. Okay, what? Strike unfortunately drove into that fire. That explains. I was looking at the map when that happened. Oh, that makes sense there. Aesthetic Extreme as well seems to be losing players one by one there while they were trying to engage. The fights were open field. The players were being exposed to third-party fights. But then again, the team there from Blacklist, they gathered their courage. They took their time, and you can see what it got them. It got them the winner chicken dinner. The DBS here from Ramo towards Ramo. Sorry, from one Tuesday, he was trying to cook up a 1,000 IQ nade. A pre-nade would have made sense, but then the nade went on the other side, and then Blacklist player was able to get last kill. Looking at the matches tonight, we have Game 1 Erangel, later eSports getting the chicken dinner. Game 2 Miramar, ZEUS MORIS. Game 3 we had Sanok, Aesthetic Extreme. And for the last game of the night, that is in Orangel, we had Blacklist getting the winner chicken dinner for that game. And now let's just have a quick look at the overall points for the teams that have played in tonight's games, including the teams that have not yet played, that is A and D. ZEUS MORIS leading with 90 points. Later Esports with 72. More Esports at 68. TDS at 67. Generation Z 62. RAGE Esports 55. Aesthetic Extreme 52. Final Boss 46. Rex Code 45. Pain Africa 40. Relentless tying with Team Unique and Tactical Team at 38 total points. LELENA Esports getting 37. Blacklist with 36. Oh wow, Blacklist. Project X 26, tying with Invincibles. Strike Esports getting 24, and Neon Force getting 23, with Nightmare getting 22. So basically, the margin from position 20 and position 1 is too big. And then for Blacklist, I think in terms of points, Blacklist was really lagging behind, but then this game was able to boost them a little bit high, but they only got 36 points in. So every single team that has played tonight, that was their last chance to make it to the finale, and it is something we were yet to see. Looking at what is happening now. Oh, the next page, 21, you have MU with 21 points, MRU Hypers with 20, Tiny Cloudy Sports and Four Strength at 20, Team Solomid tying with Nevada Esports at 14, at One Heavenly Punishers tying with C Esports and Ocean Galaxy at 12 points. Icons NOL Esports having 10 points each. No name required Rise Esports 9 points each. 2X Family 8 points. Unity Force 6 points. REDSO 4. Soul Society 1 and ATL Magicians also at 1 point. So basically, you guys now know where you lie when these games come to an end. For Group B and C, that was the end of the night for you guys when it comes to your points. Well, that's not the end. Tomorrow we'll be having Group A versus Group D, and I'll be here with you guys casting. Probably we'll be having a co-cast with me. I will be seeing about that when tomorrow comes. For now, you guys have yourselves a lovely night. As you finish the live, like, share, and subscribe. And it has been your honor. It is your girl Mitch Gaming. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.